Hi guys, and welcome back to my little corner of the universe. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite thing, the subconscious mind, and talking about how it really runs our life, and if we're not conscious of the programming of our subconscious mind, then the programming from our childhood is going to shape our life. So, if you've ever wondered why you're repeating the same patterns, why you have certain habits that you can't break, or why some people are like naturally confident and some people are just like filled with like self doubt and struggle, um, or why you like want to do something consciously, but there's like something that's like holding you back and you continue to do the opposite, all of that has to do with your subconscious mind and how it develops in childhood and just continues to run the show, how the subconscious mind influences everything, our thoughts, our patterns of behaviors, our emotions, our decisions, and why it's like an automatic thing, and how we can change that and how we can reprogram it to run a program more empowering and will get us to where we actually want to go. So when you hear the word subconscious mind, it's not really like mysterious or hidden. From a scientific perspective, it is the mental processes that are occurring outside of our conscious awareness. So at any given moment, our conscious mind can only process like a limited amount of information, but our brain is like always processing millions of like bits of information. And if we had to consciously think about things like our breath, our heartbeat, our muscle movement, our memory, like our emotions, or like all the sensory input, we would probably shut down and be like super overwhelmed if we were consciously thinking about all that, which is why it all like works in the subconscious, because our brain is just like automating these things. And the subconscious mind is like an incredible system, like a processing system that stores information, creates patterns, can predict outcomes, and help us navigate the world better. Um, it's like an operating system, like in a computer. Like our subconscious mind is running us, it's running the show, and the conscious mind is just like the computer screen. It's like what you're seeing right in front of you. We're not getting like the full picture of what's going on behind the scenes. Um, but it is influencing literally everything. So our brains are designed to create patterns. And one of the primary jobs of our brain is survival. So surviving efficiently means looking at patterns. So when you're repeating a behavior, a thought, emotional response, your brain is strengthening those neural pathways that are like associated with that experience, and that's what like is called neuroplasticity. And it's like neurons that fire together wire together. So once a pathway is activated, the stronger it becomes. And like that's how habits form and beliefs form. So like if you have a habit and you're like constantly doing it all the time, all the time, all the time, that's just like increasing your neuroplasticity for that pattern. And that's why like an emotional response becomes automatic, because it's just like a force of habit. It's just that's how your brain is wiring. So eventually like these patterns just become familiar, and instead of it being like a conscious effort, it's just like subconscious programming. Like, let me think. Driving is one thing. Like when you first learned how to drive, you were like super aware, like hyper vigilant, like had to think like 10 and 2 and yada yada. And now like years later when you're driving, it's just second nature, because you don't necessarily, I mean, obviously you need to be aware of the situation, but like the little things are just in your subconscious and you just like automatically know what to do. So things just become automated. And the same thing happens with your confidence, your anxiety, self worth, relationships, like, and a lot of other aspects of our lives. So the subconscious mind starts to develop in childhood, and a lot of our subconscious programming happened during childhood. The first like several years of life, the brain is like operating from like a lower frequency, a lower brain wave. And so like theta waves. So theta waves are more like imaginative and creative and suggestibility. Like theta waves is like what we currently experience right when we're about to fall asleep, and like as we're waking up, it's like the dream state basically. And so when you're little and you're constantly in like a state of theta, like you're absorbing everything, and that's why they call kids like little sponges, because they don't have to consciously learn things. It's just all happening subconsciously. So they're learning who they are, like how safe they are in this world, how relationships work, how love works, communication, like what success looks like, and how they're gonna like operate in the world. But the problem with that is children don't have like critical thinking abilities yet. So like they're just learning, they don't know what's right and wrong. They're just learning everything. They're not analyzing it. They're just literally absorbing it. So like what you're hearing as a kid matters. So if you're hearing like you're smart, you can do anything, I'm proud of you, that those things are going to become a part of the subconscious identity. And on like the flip side of that, if you're a child and you're hearing the criticism or rejection, or you're in an unstable environment, like you're hearing like you're not good enough, you don't matter, like that is also going to be part of your subconscious programming. So like as you get older, you're going to have these limiting beliefs of you're not good enough, you don't matter, love has to be earned, all those things. And it either one, the positive or negative, will carry into adulthood. And so one thing about neuroscience and the brain and the subconscious, your brain is not reacting to your reality, it's predicting your reality. So it's using past experiences to like kind of clue you in on what's going to happen next. So yesterday's information and like years prior information is going to interpret your experience that you're having today, which is another way that the brain is programmed for survival. But it's also limiting, because like yesterday's habits are not going to really help you today. So say your subconscious mind believes that you're not worthy of success, your brain is going to like have experiences that are going to enhance that. And it might just like unconsciously filter out like good things that are going to contradict that belief about yourself. So your brain is just looking for evidence for what you already believe, like confirmation bias. Like it's just your subconscious mind is seeking what's familiar. So if your subconscious is not programmed for like empowerment or success, like that's not what you're going to be seeing. And that's why people stay stuck and they fear change and they want to like be in familiar environments, because it's just how we're wired. That's just like how the subconscious works. And it's why people become like frustrated when they want to change, like consciously they want to change, but there's something like holding them back. They're setting goals, doing the vision boards, the affirmations, but like they're staying stuck. And it's because like affirmations and vision boards are like conscious programming, and you need to like also work on the subconscious in order to make the conscious. So you might like want more confidence or better health or more fulfilling relationships, but your programming is that success is dangerous, people can't be trusted, you don't deserve good things. And so then there's a conflict between like your conscious and your subconscious. And so what's driving it is the subconscious, because that's the automatic behavior. So the good news and why I love the subconscious mind is that our brain is so adaptable and can be changed. Like neuroplasticity, you can change your neuroplasticity at any time, and your brain will continue to create new neural pathways throughout your life, throughout adulthood. So, like when people say they can't change, like that's not true. Like change is absolutely possible, and the key to change, especially at a subconscious level, is repetition and emotional engagement. So, like experiences that have strong emotions are more likely to be like in your long-term memory and like sit deeper in your subconscious, because your subconscious is learning through repetition, emotional imagery, and experiences. So things that can help when you want to rewire your subconscious, like knowing that it's repetition based and imagery based, is visualization. Like if you want to mentally rehearse things that you want to do, like that's why athletes work with a subconscious mind, because visualizing something will activate the same neural networks that doing the actual thing activates. So like if you're like a basketball player, for example, and you're in your head like visualizing like you're making your shots, shot after shot after shot, like that's wiring the same way if you were actually physically like playing basketball and making shot after shot after shot, because you're visualizing the success and your brain is responding to that positive imagery. Another way that you can help your subconscious mind is meditation, because it quiets the conscious mind and you are like more aware of your thoughts and what's going on like deeper in your brain. So it creates like the space that you need to be aware of like what the stimulus that you're receiving and then how you're responding. The meditation like gives you that pause that you need to really like observe it. And then my favorite thing about the subconscious, like a tool for the subconscious, is hypnosis, which it's more focused attention, and it gets your brain into a theta state, so you have increased receptivity and you are open to suggestions. And so hypnosis can be effective for stress reduction, habit change, and like reaching your goals. And so probably the most important thing to rewire your subconscious is consistency. New behaviors will create new neural pathways, and your brain is going to learn through that experience. So you want to give your brain more evidence that your new beliefs are true. And it's just like so important to like know about your subconscious mind and learn about your subconscious mind, especially if you want to improve your life and you want to change, because I know deep down a lot of people want to change, but they're afraid. And knowing about the subconscious mind and working with the subconscious mind is going to help you change and be less afraid. So the subconscious mind is not your enemy. It's not trying to ruin your life and sabotage you. It's protecting you, because the brain is wired for survival and you are operating from a system that you learned earlier in life. But the problem with that is a lot of that information is outdated and you have so many new experiences that are better and more positive, and you can reprogram that into your subconscious mind, because your brain is super, super adaptable and your subconscious patterns are not permanent. And with awareness and intention and tools, you can create a new reality, you can develop new beliefs, and you can begin living life from a place of more authenticity, more freedom, because you're not stuck with the programming of your past. You can create new programming to support the life that you actually want to live. And that is why I love the subconscious mind, and that's why I'm so obsessed with it. I love learning about it. I love talking about it, and I hope that you enjoyed this little video. This was more of like a science perspective of the subconscious mind. There's like a lot of different like avenues of the subconscious mind, like science and spiritual and like quantum things about the subconscious mind, but I felt like this was more of like science and how your brain works, and because that's how some people learn is like through facts. Um, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I want to thank you for being here, and I will talk to you soon.